In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single Blunderbuss skin in Sea of Thieves. I'm going to be doing this in relation to general looks, practical use within a PvP fight, for example, how much it covers above the screen. Some of these skins will have the same models, for example, the Admiral Blunderbuss, the Ceremonial Admiral Blunderbuss. Those I'm going to try to keep together. However, if there is one that I like more than the other, for example, just purely based off of their colors, then I will separate them. However, I will try to keep them grouped based off of their model. To start off with, I'm just going to give a general summary of the entire tier list, starting at the bottom. If you want to see the entire tier list in detail, then I'll have that time stamped. This tier down here was not actually added in the entirety of the detailed section which will follow this. Simply said, never use these. This includes things like the Bone Crusher set, the Parrot set, the Coral, whatever that is, the Lionfish, the Tribute Peak. Please just never use these ones. They cover so much of your screen and they don't even look that good, to be honest. It's just not worth it. As for D tier, I've chosen the Kraken ones because they're big. There's a massive whatever thingy that is at the top of the Blunderbuss that covers quite a bit of your screen. The Soul Flame one has flames, green flames coming out of it, which can be quite distracting. And then similarly, these four Blunderbusses here make it almost impossible to see anything when you aim at night because of how much they glow. And the rest of these, including the Ocean Crawler ones, they're just incredibly bulky. Also, same with this, I believe the Bombardier Blunderbuss. C tier, this one includes a lot of unobtainable ones, such as the Mercenary Blunderbuss. You can't get this anymore. The Sea Dog Blunderbusses you can't get anymore. Most of these are just either inconvenient, such as these two, which only take up the bottom half of your screen. They take up the entirety of it though, that's why they're C tier. The rest of these will just take up a massive hole in the middle of your screen, whereas these will just take up the bottom half of your screen. These two here specifically is another example of one that just takes up a lot of space. The Reaper's Heart, that's a common theme with a lot of these. And as for B tier, we have these two default model ones. I've chosen the Sailor one over the top of the Ghost one just simply because this one, if you have the blur setting turned on, then it's horrendous. I've chosen this, the Obsidian one, over the rest of the Mercenary model thingy McJiggies because it looks better and it's rarer. It's just cooler to have, to be honest. Similar with this one just looks better than the other two Ashen Dragon models. I like these three purely based off of their looks. Similar to the Admiral Blunderbusses, they do take up a lot of the room. However, the change just makes it look cool, and they just look cool in general. But I've put in the Mercenary alongside the Sea Dog Blunderbusses because they almost act as if they have a sight hexagonal shape of the barrel. And that's the exact same with the Hunters. They just kind of act as a sight. I've chosen these in A tier because they seem to take up a lot less room compared to the other ones, and their simplicity means that you won't get distracted. But I've chosen the Golden Sailor Blunderbuss over these two as it just looks cooler. This one can be inconvenient. This one's a bit plain. This one just looks good, to be honest. It's personally my favourite one. The Sea Dog Blunderbusses, they're real good. I like these three. They're a broken bit just at the very top. Almost acts as a sight, similar to how the Sea Dog Blunderbusses have sights on them. The Merchant Ambassador, I think it is, and the Gold Hoarder Blunderbuss, they all seem to have a similar thing about the sight. This one I've chosen at the top of A tier because it takes up the least room. I just feel like it fits perfectly in A tier. And as for S tier, these three Blunderbusses, this one being the best, which is the Stormfish Chaser Blunderbuss, takes up the least room out of any Blunderbuss that I've seen so far. I use it personally. Alongside these two the Silent Barnacle models, they take up a hell of a lot less room compared to the Sailor Blunderbuss. They look very similar based off their images, but believe me, the Silent Barnacle ones take up a lot less room. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I hope this allowed you to pick your next Blunderbuss skin. Thank you!
Sea of Thieves, we sailing with the team. We're headed up north as far as the eye can see. We're carefree.